Unveiling the past, a detective's journey. Join us as we embark on an adventure through time. Have you ever wondered about the past? What secrets lie hidden in the pages of history? How did people live long ago? What were their daily routines, their joys and their struggles? What were their lives like? Imagine the stories behind each photograph, each letter and each artifact. It's like solving a mystery. Each clue we uncover brings us closer to understanding their world. We become detectives of history. We dig deep into the past, piecing together fragments of forgotten times. We use clues to understand what happened. Every document, every artifact tells a part of the story. These clues are called historical sources. They are the evidence that helps us reconstruct the past. Sources help us travel back in time. They allow us to witness events and lives from long ago. Sources are like puzzle pieces. Each one is crucial in forming the complete picture of history. Each piece gives us information. Each detail adds depth to our understanding. When we put the pieces together, we see the bigger picture. We understand the past in a more comprehensive way. There are two main types of sources, primary and secondary. Let's learn about them and how they help us uncover history. Primary sources are like first-hand accounts, offering us a direct window into the past. They are created during the event or time period being studied, providing authentic insights. Imagine reading a letter written by a soldier during a war. That's a primary source. It's like holding a piece of history in your hands. It's like hearing the story directly from someone who was there, experiencing the events firsthand. Other examples of primary sources are diaries, which offer a glimpse into the daily lives and personal thoughts of individuals. Photographs capturing moments in time, and artifacts like tools and pottery are also primary sources. Diaries give us personal thoughts and feelings, revealing the emotions and experiences of people from the past. Photographs capture moments in time, freezing them for future generations to see and understand. Artifacts like tools and pottery show us how people lived, worked and interacted with their environment. They are all clues that help us understand the past, piecing together the story of human history. Secondary sources are created after the event or time period. They are based on primary sources and other secondary sources. Think of a history textbook. It tells us about the past, but it wasn't written back then. It's a secondary source. Documentaries and research articles are also secondary sources. They use information from primary sources to tell a story. They provide analysis, interpretation, and context. Section 4. Spotting the difference, primary or secondary. How can we tell if a source is primary or secondary? Ask yourself, was this source created during the event or time period? If yes, it's likely a primary source. If it was created later, it's likely a secondary source. For example, a painting made during the Renaissance is a primary source. A biography of the artist, written centuries later, is a secondary source. Section 5. The power of two. Primary and secondary sources working together. Both primary and secondary sources are important. They each play a unique role in the study of history. They work together to help us understand history. Primary sources are the raw materials of history. Primary sources give us first-hand accounts. They are the original documents or physical objects created at the time under study. They transport us back in time, offering a direct connection to the past. Secondary sources provide context and interpretation. They help us make sense of the past by analyzing and interpreting primary sources. Secondary sources are typically created by scholars or experts. Imagine you find an old map. That's a primary source. It shows you how people from that time viewed their world. But you need a secondary source, like a book about maps from that time period, to help you understand the symbols and markings. This combination of sources enriches our understanding and paints a fuller picture of history. Section 6. Uncovering history. Our quest continues. Congratulations, detectives. We've learned about primary and secondary sources. We know how to spot the difference. Now we can use these clues to uncover the mysteries of the past. Remember, history is a puzzle. By examining all the pieces, both primary and secondary sources, we can put together the story of our past. So let's keep exploring. Let's keep asking questions. Let's keep uncovering history.